you pointed it out because down he goes, the left hook.
Trouble in both the first and second rounds, and now he's in trouble here. Blood coming out from the nose of Jesse Ferguson.
On today's video, we rewind the clock back to Mike Tyson's 8th professional bout against Michael Jack Johnson. A short, devastating encounter that resulted in multiple fractured bones for Iron Mike's overmatched opponent. Let's take a look. Just 6 months into his pro career, the word of a heavy-handed teenage dynamo was spreading throughout boxing circles in America, making it difficult for Mike Tyson to find any sparring partners to help prepare for his turbulent advancement through the pro ranks.
I've had guys walk right out. I had one guy walk right out. That was it, boom, boom, he didn't even work to get paid. Some of them say, well, this ain't for me, and they go. Or they don't come back, you know? They say, I'll call you, and they never call. We call them, and they gotta work, they got a job, they got this, or they got that.
However, some were brave enough to help this young lion with his progression. James Broad, Mike Jameson, Ken LaCusta, and Anthony Davis were a few documented fighters that, thanks to the Catskill Gym Register, we now know were durable enough to withstand daily sparring sessions with Kid Dynamite.
You don't get anything without working for it, and sweating for it, and sometimes bleeding for it.
And bleed for it they did, particularly with the head guards off, as Mike Tyson's 8th professional opponent Michael Jack Johnson found out not long after the bell sounded during their 1985 clash in Atlantic City. Johnson, coming off back-to-back knockout defeats, looked unlikely to stop the current streak of Mike Tyson, who is trying to improve to 8-0 with 8 KOs.
Jack Johnson. Yeah. Round number 1, scheduled 6, but hold on to your hats. Nobody thinks it's going to go that far. Up there he goes. He's just going to pull his way in. Those rights to the body. Left jab, right to the heart.
Quickly want to point out, first fight for Michael Jack Johnson in 2 years.
I'm glad you pointed it out because down he goes. The left hook just buried him, dug him in the ribs.
I think it was a
Michael
left and
Jack
a right.
Johnson went goodbye.
A perfect weaving technique straight from the gym aided Tyson in scoring the first knockdown of the fight with a left hook to the body. To Johnson's credit, he made it back to his feet, but his inability to defend himself was always going to spell disaster.
That left hook just caught him and sent him right to the handrail.
23-pound weight advantage, and he put it all there.
The right to the head, and it's all over. Goodbye.
The lowered guard of Johnson allowed Tyson to connect with a brutal, wide-open overhand right, fracturing Johnson's jaw and knocking out his 2 front teeth.
He's still hurting. That jaw might be broken. That jaw may very well be broken.
Tyson, thrilled with his night's work, sent a chilling message to potential heavyweight opponents in his post-fight interview. Today's video, we take a look at Mike Tyson's highly anticipated bout against fellow rising heavyweight Jesse the Boogeyman Ferguson in 1986.
Jesse Ferguson comes into this fight, and his record looks like a who's who of the heavyweight division.
Ferguson was the first world-level opponent Tyson faced in his career, so he had to pull out every trick and drill he had practiced with Cus D'Amato and Kevin Rooney to break his man down. An intriguing matchup that threatened to derail Mike Tyson's surging hype train. Let's take a look. Even as far back as the amateur days, Tyson was fixated on executing strategies and drills set in place by Cus D'Amato.
I use it to my advantage because I move my head, I'm very quick, and I'm low to the ground, and it's very difficult to hit me.
Tyson's height detriment led the team to focus on mastering the peekaboo technique, a bob and weave style that has proven to be most effective at limiting the physical competitive advantage.
Well, the purpose of the slip bag is to get the fighter moving his head, to get him in the habit of moving his head correctly. You have to try to be elusive. See, as long as the fighter's trying to be elusive, you're gonna be all right. That's what I emphasize. That's what we try to. That's what we got over everybody else.
At 6'2", Jesse Ferguson wasn't among the behemoths of the division. Still, he boxed tall in the sense of using his height well, clinching and tying fighters up, and as his record of 10 KOs in his first 14 fights suggests, he carried respectable power also.
Oh! Big right hand by Ferguson, and Holmes is robbed. He's about ready to go. Ferguson turning it on.
Ferguson was hot on the heavyweight radar after winning ESPN's heavyweight tournament in 1985, where, ironically, an 18-year-old Michael Gerard Tyson made his professional debut in the penultimate bout before Ferguson's crowning moment.
Those things, you don't just go to their body or just use jabs. You have to fight to survive.
The narrative for a future fight was there from the very start, and just under a year later, in February 1986, the two met in a packed-out University Sports Institute in Albany, New York, where a large group of fans generated the first legendary atmosphere of Mike Tyson's career.
Boxing, an entirely different prospect than amateur boxing, and it has been kind to Mike Tyson. Here we go. He is a fast starter.
One thing we should mention, Jimmy, before the action, he's up too much. This is a 16-foot ring. Very much the Tyson fight.
Then have some of Tyson's flaws. But now,
Even in the amateurs, Mike Tyson can throw great body shots. Now we're told.
Ferguson proved tougher than Tyson's previous 17 opponents in the opening 4 rounds, absorbing waves of attacks that seemed to unnerve Tyson slightly as the two ended the 4th with a push and a shove. Tyson came out with a vicious intent in the 5th, closing the gap and landing powerful combinations to both the head and the body.
It will not last much longer. Rivera almost stopped it there. Mike Tyson's known as a great finisher. Let's see how he does with Ferguson.
Was in trouble in both the first and second rounds, and now he's in trouble here. Blood coming out from the nose of Jesse Ferguson. The right uppercut of Tyson has put him down. The string goes to 18-0, and you saw the explosive punching power, which has made him the talk of the heavyweight division.
Tyson explained in his post-fight interview how he feels his power will always be the deciding factor regardless of the skill set his future opponents bring.
And the way they have it planned in their mind to beat me is to jab, pot shot, and grab me. But it's 10 rounds, and eventually I'm going to catch them.
Did you approach this fight with a little bit more respect for Ferguson physically, the left hook, than you might have brought into your previous bouts?
Not at all. I was just a little leery because of the lack of experience, but I was surely comfortable when the fight was over. When I came out the ring, I was going to be the winner.
Okay, Alex, we saw once again a sensational performance by Mike Tyson, breaking Jesse Ferguson's nose. What do you have to ask the young man?
Well, I'm just impressed, Michael, that you don't appear winded at all, that you appear to keep your poise, you paced yourself, and you showed that those critics who say, A, that you may have chin problems, and B, you may have stamina problems, you answered those critics to an extent today against a quality opponent.
Well, only thing, I can't change any opinions. I just have to continue fighting and have to change the opinions on themselves. After seeing this performance, perhaps they still